If you consider yourself somewhat of a perfectionist, then this scenario might sound a little familiar. You've got the ideal habit, the thing you want to strive for every day, whether it's a daily workout, eating healthier, or a daily meditation. You know what it is and you aim for it every day. But sometimes things get in the way. Not having enough time or energy, or sometimes something as silly as the weather can stop you from actually taking action. And because you can't do the exact habit in the exact way that you set out to, you don't bother doing anything at all. Now, this wouldn't really be a huge issue if it only happened occasionally, maybe a few times a month, maybe once a week, but it doesn't, does it? There always seems to be something getting in the way, to the point where the days you don't do it outweigh the days you actually do. So what is a well-meaning perfectionist to do? Now, perfectionism comes in many forms and can show up in many ways. Trust me, I would know. One of the ways is through this all or nothing type of mindset, where if something can't be done perfectly in the exact way that we intended it to be done, we give up and don't do it at all. On the one hand, this is completely understandable. It doesn't feel great to have to lower our standards and only do something to 30, 50, or 70% when we want to be a 100% type of person. On the other hand, what this approach fails to understand is that continuing our habit, even if it's not done perfectly, is better than doing nothing at all. We can even see this mindset being reinforced with certain habit tools and tricks out there, things like using a habit tracker or trying to check a box for every day that you do your habit. It makes us think that habits are a box that we can just either check or not check, rather than recognizing that between 0 and 100, there's a whole spectrum of habits that we can tap into. What this looks like in practice, and the habit hack that I have found so helpful for myself as a recovering perfectionist, is to identify what I like to think as the 3 different levels of your habit. Now, you can truly have as many levels as you'd like. Like I said, there's a whole spectrum, but I like to generally break it down into 3 levels, at least to start. Okay, what do I mean? What am I actually talking about? Let's get into some examples of some common daily habits that a lot of people tend to work on to really bring this concept to life. The first habit swap that we can make here is when we're thinking about workouts. Let's say, for example, that your ideal habit is to go to the gym every day, or at least every work day, and you go and you have a full, intense workout. Now, that can be a lot because some days that's either not possible or you're simply low energy. And now, of course, it would be great to actually do that every day, but sometimes it's just not possible. But you still might want to make daily movement a part of your daily life. And so if we see these high intensity gym workouts as level 3, we visualize it as a pyramid. These are like the pinnacle, the top of the pyramid. On the days where we feel like we can't climb all the way to the top of that pyramid for whatever reason, rather than not trying to climb it at all, we can break up that pyramid into different levels so that we still do something. So if we work backwards from the top, we'll say that level 3, the highest level, are these high intensity gym workouts. Maybe one step down is level 2, and maybe that's just like a 30-minute yoga class or going for a run, or something that either doesn't require leaving the house or requires maybe a little less intensity. And then we could take it down a step further to level 1, where maybe this is just the bare minimum that you want to do every day, and that is just to move your body. So maybe that looks like just going for a walk or doing some light stretches, just something that keeps your body in movement as opposed to being really stiff, especially if you work at a desk all day. Let's take a look at another example. Something like drinking more water. Something I think we all kind of know we should be doing. Speaking of which, let's work this habit from the bottom this time. Let's start with the bare minimum. Maybe your bare minimum level 1 is just to drink a glass of water every morning before you do anything else, before you make your coffee or tea, before you have breakfast, etc. Maybe you just drink a glass of water. Great start. Maybe you want to kick it up a notch. Level 2, fill a water bottle and finish it every day. Maybe you have like a 1-liter water bottle that you can use, and that's your level 2, to just fill it fully and drink it by the end of the day. And maybe you have level 3 that you aspire to, which is the recommended drinking 2 liters of water. I think that's what's recommended. Drinking 2 liters of water every day. So you can see how we're kind of building our way up to that ideal habit, and we are not berating ourselves for not being able to reach the peak of it every single time. Let's take meditation, for example. Maybe level 1 is just closing your eyes and taking 3 deep breaths. And maybe just doing something like that every time you get up and take a break from work, or before you sit down to eat, or whatever kind of timeline works for you, wherever it kind of fits into your day. Maybe something as simple as remembering to do that a few times a day is enough, at least as your bare minimum. Maybe level 2 after that is to do like a 5 or 10 minute guided meditation. Maybe level 3 is to do a longer meditation of 15, 20, 30 minutes, however long you aspire for. And obviously I'm just kind of making these levels up just as examples, but it's completely up to you how you want to stagger these levels, what you want to include in each of them. It's just the idea of having levels of the bare minimum, the next best thing, and the ideal situation that really helps make our habits feel more approachable and realistic. Okay, one last example, phone boundaries. Something I think we could all probably use whether we want to admit it or not. Level 1 could be something as simple as eating breakfast without your phone, which maybe you already do. I try to, but it doesn't always happen. Maybe level 2 looks something like putting your phone on do not disturb and putting it out of sight when you are sitting down to work or trying to focus on a certain project. That's a little bonus tip for you actually, just having your phone physically removed, either out of the room or just out of sight, like in a drawer somewhere where you can't see it. Oh my gosh, that has been a game changer for me in not picking up my phone automatically without even thinking about it. And maybe level 3, what you aspire to, even if it's not every day, even if it's just some days, is to give your phone a little home. So maybe wherever it charges, in a place that's kind of out of the way and a little hidden. Maybe you give your phone a home where it stays all the time if you're not actively using it. So you have to physically walk over and find or pick up your phone from that location to actually use it, or if you're taking it to leave the house. Again, the details of these examples is not important. You're the one setting the details for yourself based on the habits that you want to do and where you're kind of at with adapting them. But you can see how just taking a minute or two to identify level 1, level 2, level 3 of your habits has the potential to slowly but surely get you used to doing the things that you hope to be doing every single day. I find that this method really brings a level of like lovingness and gentleness to the process of creating a new habit, and really allows us to release the guilt we can feel from not doing things perfectly. I also feel like it shifts the focus away from kind of like performance in a way of trying to, like I said, check that box every single day, and instead gets us to focus on the true intention, the real reason we're actually doing this habit, which is probably something about our health, our well-being, our mental state, etc. And when we look at it from that perspective, we can assure ourselves that yes, we are always striving for better. As perfectionists, we can't not. But we can also honor that not every single day is the same, and our best efforts are always enough. So let me know in the comments below what habit you're working on setting up right now and what your 3 levels are. I would be so curious to know. If you found this video helpful, also make sure to give it a like so that I know you liked it, because otherwise I literally have no idea. And you might also enjoy another video I created a while back called The Self-Discipline Hack That Changed My Life. I know, sounds kind of dramatic, but also it kind of did. It was truly a shift in my habit and discipline journey. So I'll link it around here somewhere for you to watch next. That's all for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.